Well, the 2008 presidential candidates have a lot on their agendas these days, but how will the recent terror attacks in the UK affect the campaign here at home, or will it? Will it make any difference whatsoever? Joining me now to discuss it, Fox News political analyst Tammy Bruce and Democratic strategist Bob Beckel. Good morning, Tammy. Let me start with you. John Edwards not so long ago dismissed the phrase war on terror as nothing more than a bumper sticker. Now we see this, and the Department of Homeland Security advising Americans to be vigilant about reporting anything they see here. How will the recent attacks over there affect this race?
Well, clearly it reminds Americans and the candidates that this situation is real. It also reminds us that the president has failed, because if he had been aggressive in dealing with the enemy, perhaps we wouldn't be facing this right now in London. Tony Blair even just a couple days ago noted that we haven't been direct enough about who the enemy is or facing them down, from a man who's been in office for 10 years. So as we look at the candidates on both sides of the aisle, we now need to look at men and women who see this as a real fight, who want to directly face the enemy as opposed to Bush's strategy, which frankly has been in a way a bumper sticker. I mean, it's been a lot of talk, but frankly not a lot of dealing directly with al-Qaeda in the way that we've needed to. So Americans, we want this to end. We want to be able to have victory like we did in World War II, and I think we're going to look more seriously at candidates who view it that way.
Bob, is that right? Does this get blamed on Tony Blair and President Bush, and will voters hold it against Republicans?
Yeah, first of all, it is nothing like World War II, because there's no defined and clear enemy.
Well, because we haven't defined him.
What this does underscore is that this war on terror is not about Iraq. It is country by country, cell by cell. There is no centralized al-Qaeda command someplace in the world. These things are taking place usually with homegrown Muslims who have decided that they're going to put themselves in the middle of this war on terror.
And Bob, how does that impact the 08 race?
If we were not so bogged down in Iraq, our resources could be spent where they should be spent, which is on intelligence and police work. But no, we're caught up in Iraq.
So do you say that the Democrats and those who back a withdrawal from Iraq are going to benefit from this? Let me start with you.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and I can tell you right now, I talked to one of those candidates just yesterday who ran by me the idea of, is this something that is worthwhile talking about? That is to say, should I say that we should concentrate on the real war on terror and that our resources are being misused in Iraq? And my answer to that is absolutely yes. It helps the Democrats, hurts the Republicans.
Tammy, I'll give you the final word.
Well, clearly al-Qaeda thinks Iraq is important, and so we're dealing with Iraq there. There's a reason why there's an al-Qaeda in Iraq, because that nation is important. And so Bob's right. Al-Qaeda is everywhere. And what we like is, of course, is the fact that we're fighting al-Qaeda in Baghdad and not in New York City or in Los Angeles. So candidates who understand that, yes, we want things to change in Iraq. We want to fight al-Qaeda and we want to kill the enemy. Right now, we're not doing it. And a candidate who understands we need to do that in the Middle East is the candidate that's going to win.
Interesting. Tammy Bruce, Bob Beckel, thank you so much for your insights, as always.